Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play a game called The Kid in the Back. This game is an 18 plus game, though I'm not doing this in SW version, so we should be good. So let's begin. Let's see. Start. This game is still in development and incomplete. If you have any questions or errors or to report, please feel free to contact me through here. This game includes explicit dark themes such as death, X-Alive, assault, implied abuse, are types of themes that are unsuitable for audience that are underage. 18. You may see that full list of warnings here. Agreeing to this terms, you are, well, by allowing yourself to judge of the game, fully understand that you're able to differentiate between fiction and reality. Are you sure you're back to proceed? Yes. It was many years ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that maiden there lived, whom you may know, by the name of Annabelle Lee. Day 1, the beloved. And I'll do day 1 and day 2 separate. And the class is dismissed. By our next meeting, I need a full report on the chosen poem. Everyone search. Got it? Okay. You know, if one thing was a poem. Oh no, it was a fairy tale, and I did it, and I can't remember what I did. The classroom was filled with a series of well, yes, ma'am, and a few hums. Satisfied, your literature teacher packed up her things and goes out of the classroom. First one out. While she was out, the students went on a series of chitter and chatter. Others stood up, dragging their chairs as they prepared to head out for a lunch break. A slight yawn escaped your lips. Your eyes glazed towards the classroom's window. The sky is starting to dim. The sun's rays blocked by the dark clouds looming. You curse under your breath. It's going to rain. Just my luck. I didn't bother to bring an umbrella to. I didn't even bother to bring an umbrella to. You sighed in irritation as you stood up from your seat. Suddenly a tap on your shoulder interrupted your line of thought. You turn your head towards the person asking for your attention. Your eyes meet with a cold but blue ones. They stare straight into your own orbs. A brow raised in a slight irritation. She was clearly impatient. Impatient for what? Yeah, I could actually edit any and every sound out. Did you hear me? Did you want to come with us for lunch? I mean, I know you don't really eat lunch and spend most of your time somewhere else, but you're sure you're not going to eat? I mean, look at you. Your eyes twitch from her words. You have no idea if that was out of concern for your well-being or she was trying to bring you down. Either way, it stunned you. I mean, you should call me fat because I'm 98 pounds, lady. 98. I'm pretty sure I'm way less than you. You wrap your arms around yourself, your insecurity raised up to your throat, trying to suffocate you. Brittany. Just then, a new and familiar voice broke your inner turmoil. Oh, that's right. That's really insensitive of you. Imagine if someone else told you about how you look. Well, I could go there. Should I get a little bit lower? I could go there. He'll bind up bind them up a little bit more proper. Drone. Ichabod. Is he white? Ichabod Crane. Crow for short. The class representative and one of your close friends. Heck, probably only one of your friends that you really admire. And maybe have a bit of crush on. Bernie only huffed and looked down from Crow's spiteful gaze as he turned his attention to you. Crow gives you a small smile while handing you something to you. You look down to see it. It was your ID. He dropped this, by the way. He grabbed your ID and looked down to see. Did you wave? Your last name? Stark. Your ID shows the ID shows my name, Digital Wave Stark, along with my pronouns. She, her, he, them, he, his. You know, so I will be a little bit, but what happens if someone's pronouns are he and then them, or she and them? I know mine's she, her, to begin with, but I'm just curious. You look down at the ID one more time and double check if it's correct. Digital Wave Stark, pronouns she, her. Yes. You took your ID back from Crow and gave him a small thank you. He gave you a close smile, muttering no problem, as he went back to Brittany's side, where the rest of his friends are. So, are you coming with us or not? Brittany said, clearly getting impatient by the second, her hands on her hip, while waiting for your response. And definitely not with you. You decided to go to the library. Go to the rooftop. Go with them. I'm just gonna go to the library. No, thank you. I think I'll go ahead and head to the library today. Brittany just gave a little huff, not saying anything. She turned around, with 4 of her friends following her lead, one of them being Crow. He ever gave you one last look before heading out with the rest of the group. A sigh of relief escaped your lips as you gather your thoughts and things. Next stop, the library. The hallway was rowdy, filled with a mix of sweaty and tired students, some on their way to their next class while the rest went to the cafeteria direction. And of course, there are some who were going to the same direction as you were. The library stores beyond your reach, a smile etched on your face, already missing the smell books. You opened the doors and you were hit by the smell of coffee and books. You went to your usual spot in the library, the one by the large window near the calf section. The fancy thing about your university is that the library is a library cafe. Students can get coffee as early in the morning up until the afternoon. It is a huge hit amongst the students, and you can't seem to blame them. Coffee fills every college student's soul, especially getting work done. Oh, we have one of those too. It's a Starbucks. Right outside the library. As you make your way towards the usual spot, however, you halted when a person suddenly takes a seat on the spot you groaned. Just great. What should I do about this? Find somewhere else to sit. Ask them to move away from your seat. Just take the seat next to him. At the cost of the comfort of your favorite spot, you don't want to deal with him, nor want to engage in conversation. You walked towards him, towards where he sat, him not minding your presence, and took the seat right next to him. He paid you no mind as you placed your things down and took out your laptop, preparing to write down a hit start on your report. It was quiet, and your attention was just slowly focused on the work before you, while the guy beside you continued on with his book. The sound of him flipping through was oddly comforting. Time passed by, and next thing you know, there were only a few students left in the library. The guy beside you closed his book, chucked it in his bag, and left the library. You turned it to look up at the library's large clock. A few minutes before your next class, you stopped writing down, turned off your laptop, and placed all your things in your bag before heading out of the library as you quickly rushed out to make it to your next class. You just barely made it to your next class. Your professor Ari is on his desk and was slowly bringing out their tools for the lesson of the day. You look across the room. Paintbrushes by the shelves, the week's featured artwork with a few blank canvases still hidden in a shelf. The class is slowly being filled with the professor Ari by the table. You quickly went to your seat. You suddenly felt as if someone was staring at you, drilling holes through the back of your head. You turned around and saw no one. Everyone was simply minding their own business. You shrugged it off and returned your gaze to your professor. I'll be assigning each one of you a partner to work with for the upcoming weeks. You and your partner will be doing 3 different artworks that need to be submitted by the deadline. I hope you all got a partner array by this time. Now I want you all to go to designated partners before I explain your task. Crap. Mumble under your breath. This is what you get for not attending his class last time. You don't have a partner. You pant as you look around, trying to spot some loner or unfortunate soul like you who wasn't able to attend last class. But from the looks of it, it seems like everyone is already partnered up just great. You were forced out of your seat, since your seat partner will be occupying it for the class. Unlike the rest of the class scurrying around to meet their partner, there was one who wasn't moving from his seat. He went to where he was situated. He seemed to be reading a book. You allowed a small cough to catch his attention. He closed his book and looked up at you. Seems like you're a bit lost there. Do you have a partner? No. Well, just your luck then. Me neither. So, do you want to be partners? Sure, why not? You took the vacant seat right next to him, his book now tucked away. And on his desk is now a pen and a piece of paper, suddenly ready to take notes. Hey, I never got to know your name. It's not quite important. Well, I should at least know what to call you instead of green streak-haired guy. He raised his brow, and your silly nickname you gave him. Before he's slightly shaking his head, I will call him Deku or after a certain character from My Hero Academia. Sylvan Bergen Masha? Sullivan? Just call me Saul. Saul. Soul means sun and brightness, right? Your name contrasts with your whole glim. Not gonna lie. Saul nodded. I guess you could say that. I like it. It's a unique name. Thanks. Mom Digital Wave. Stock. Nice to finally know your name, Soul. Soul nodded with a smile. small smile before returning his attention back to the professor. For this term, I want you and your partner to pass 3 art pieces. The first one would be a portrait of your partner, strictly on paper, with charcoal as a medium. You groan. Boomer art teachers. Your professor then proceeds to give the other 2 tasks before leaving you and the rest of the class to do your task for the day. Everyone started talking with their partners, some taking out their needed materials as other ones poses. You turn to Soul as he took out his own charcoal pencil and his sketch pad for the class. I'm gonna tell you right now, Soul, I'm not that good at art. I can do anime and stick figures. You can make an anime version of me, that's it. Chibi, that's it. Everyone starts somewhere. Would you like me to draw you first then? If it's no trouble, then no problem. Not at all. With that, Soul takes out his own charcoal sketchbook and pencil. Sitting upright and facing you, you straighten up your back, sitting properly as if you're about to take an ID picture. Is this okay? Just relax your shoulders, you'll be fine. Just be natural. Oh, okay. Your breathing stopped. I love the art. Wait. Yes. Soul leaned in. Soul leaned in. His face is a few inches near your face, almost feeling his minty breath. He raises his hand and brushes a strand of your hair away from your face and tucks it behind your ear. There. That was in the way. You were sure you were bright as a cherry by now. You didn't know anything else as you didn't say anything else as Soul began to sketch his sketch. His eyes hopping from the paper to your face, and you swear every time you meet his gaze, your heartbeat quickens. Be still, my beating heart. You dealt with that for the rest of the class. Before you knew it, the class ended. Everyone started packing their things. Soul sadly isn't done with your portrait, which you were dying to see when he said he was going to keep it a secret until he finishes it. You better not make me look funny. What makes you think that? Why, you. I'm kidding. His hands then tried to reach out to your face, as if wanting to cup your cheek. But he stopped midway. You're so pretty. Did you say something, Soul? Nothing. Do you have a phone? We could exchange numbers and update each other so we can do the next 2 more tasks. Soul then takes out his own phone and asks for your number. You reach the site to him as he input it on his phone. Let me try to send you a message. You nod and you look at your phone screen and saw a new notification from an unknown number. It must be Soul's. So, you type so different from how you look. So what's that supposed to mean? Nothing. You chuckle. He rolls his eyes. You're a good guy, Soul. How about we hang out again tomorrow? By a request, Soul's eyes widen in disbelief. He lets out a breath that he was somehow holding before sighing. Of course. Let me see. I'll see you tomorrow then? He nodded and take a walk off. Giving him a wave goodbye, he returned with his own small wave. As you walk through the hallway, your eyes caught on something on the nearby bulletin board. A poster was plastered on the large board. Halloween ball. Come on, enjoy the festive spirit of Halloween's Eve. Halloween party, huh? By the time you arrived to your small apartment, it was already past 5 p.m. You stretched out your arms and let out a small groan. You locked your doors and decided to just take out for dinner. You returned to your living room and plopped down on the couch and took out your phone. Scrolling through until a pin notified you of a new message. You want to go to the Halloween party this Friday? It'll be awesome. Aren't you all a bit too old for costume parties? Is it required? You two are no fun at all. I won't go if it's not a school requirement. Much less a waste of my time. Is it? No, it isn't. But it'd be great and fun exercise for both of us. We should loosen up a bit, you know. I agree with Crow. Count me in. Pass. I got more important things to do than that party. Now will you excuse me? I'll be doing my leftover task for tonight. Gio has gone offline. She's sticking in the mud as usual. How about you, digital wife? Me? You join? It'll be fun. You were honestly surprised that they somehow remembered you. Checking your calendar for your phone, you didn't seem to have any plans in the near future, or plans at all. You like to just spend your time in your apartment alone. Sure. That's great to hear. Crow seems happy about it, you giggled. That also reminds you of something. Or rather, someone. Opening their chat, you tap in Soul's newly added contact and sent him a message by seeing the image of the same poster Daryl sent. A Halloween party? Hosted by the school? Yeah. I'm not quite into parties. Oh. Oh, well, that's alright. Just asking, that's all. Soul's typing. Wait. If you're coming, then I'm coming as well. Really? Really? Do you plan on dressing up? I don't know, do you? It is a costume party, so why not? I'll try to think of something then. You swear you could feel the smile behind those words. With a quick goodbye, word of goodbye, you set the phone down when you hear the doorbell. That must be the food delivery. Afterwards, you eat your dinner and prepare yourself for bed. You thought of today and the events that occurred. It means Soul, of course. He really is a nice guy. It's a wonder how I never met him despite sharing the same class with him. Oh well. You entered your bedroom, laying out a big yawn as you stretch your body. You turn your laundry, slowly piling up and scratch your head. We will probably do laundry tomorrow. But for now, you pop yourself down on the soft cushions of your bed, getting into the comfortable position and slowly dozing off as you close your eyes, embracing the sleep as the night goes. And the maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me, the one who loves. I was a child, she was a child, in a kingdom by the sea. Day 2, the kingdom. The sun setting by the horizon colors of the grassy field into the deep golden orange as the wind made some strands of hair brush across your face. The ever-beloved home, the tall grass, the fresh air, the various farm animals that you and your family raised since you were but a mere child. You can't even imagine what was happening before you right now as a group of people came while you talked with your father. Your only family member left. You see the distress in your father's eyes as he tries his best to negotiate with the people before him. The desperation in his voice, the sweat running down his neck as he moves around his hand, gesturing this and that. Please, just give me more time. I promise I could pay up. This is all we have left. I don't know what else to do if we lose this farmland. We've given you enough chances already, Mr. Stark. Okay, that joke is completely worth it now. I did not know that was gonna be there. That call the father Mr. Stark. It's completely worth it. What the joke is, a friend of mine actually looked at my actual last name and confused it for Stark when we were all into like the Avengers and all that. So yep, that's why the last name in all these if I get told to put a last name, it's gonna always be Stark. If you don't even pay up your debt, we'll take your land. The loud ringing of the skull bell rang across the hallway, making you jerk out of your thoughts. Students came out through their classroom doors. You feel someone shaking you awake. You sit up and meet face to face with Crow. Well, good morning, Sleeping Beauty. You all yawn. You rub your eyes as you look around. Your fellow classmates are now gone from their seats, as it was now lunchtime. What? Wait. I didn't say it. Nothing important. Wait, what did I miss? Nothing important. Thought if you're having doubts, I can lend you notes afterwards. Okay, wait, let me say it again. Nothing important. Though, if you have having doubts, I could lend you my notes afterwards. Thank you. Thanks, Crow. You're a lifesaver. Anything for you, Digital Live. You recall the little dream you had. You quickly shake it off as you let out a stretch, popping a few joints before you get up and went out of the classroom with Crow in tow. You met up with your group of friends, seeing Daryl with Geo and Crow waiting by the lockers. Brittany coming along behind them with Jess. You wave at them. Good noon to you all. You mean good afternoon? Because I've never heard of good noon. It might be the first time. Too, so I don't know. Regards, Dale. How was class? Boring. And boring. So glad to be out of there. One more useless minor and I'll be out of here. Gio just showed a hand in his pocket, hoodie pockets, while the others are on his phone. The other is on his phone. My question, minor, as in you're doing a minor, or like I have a minor and a major, or are you talking about something else? We got to at least do something in our major today, though, which I'm glad about. Okay, my question is, what's the major, and why is there only like one class for the major? More papers. but it was at least something. Enough about papers. So, about the Halloween party. Any ideas for a costume yet? I already know my costume for Halloween. If I didn't post this after Halloween, I'm going to be Robin. Well, one of the Robins, because I bought a hoodie, custom hoodie, and it'll be amazing. As they talk with each other. At the corner of your eye, you notice a familiar figure. It was Sol. He came out of the classroom, and another person came afterwards, behind him. Suddenly bored of his mind. Suddenly bored of his mind. Suddenly bored out of his mind. Okay, join Sol. Call out to Sol over. Stay with the group. Let's go with join Sol. Crow, is it okay if I leave? I have somewhere to be. Is that so? There's a slight disappointment in his voice, but he lets you continue on. Yeah, sorry I can't hang out. Nevertheless, I'll see you after lunch instead then, Digitwave. If you ever interested, of course. Of course. You give Crow one last smile before going over to where Sol is. You walk towards the two individuals. They seem to be in deep conversation. However, Sol noticed your presence and stopped talking, his attention now on you. His companion noticed the change in Sol's manner and followed his gaze as it landed on you. The short male greeted you with a smile. Hi there, you're friends with Sunny? Sunny? Sunny. He gave Sol a pat on the back with a smile on his face. Sol was unamused as he tried his best to hide his red face behind his hands. You know, because he's such a shine. He's Sunny. He giggled, looking over to Sol, his bright red face covered by his hand while looking away. Like a nickname? Yes, Sunny loves the nickname I gave him. Right, Sunny. Sol didn't say anything. He just looked away, refused to meet your gaze. That's adorable. Hugo was a bit silent. He seemed to be analyzing your face, his head tilting slightly to the side before a smile appeared on his face. You sure have taste, Sunny. She's very pretty, like you said. Sol just gave you a dark look. Sol just gave him a dark look, telling him not to even try to go there. A blush escaped your cheeks at the gesture. Anyway, nice to meet you. My name's Hugo. I'm Sol's friend. Digitwave, a pleasure to meet you, too. He shakes your hand with a smile on his face. So anyway, what's up? What are you up to, Digitwave? Oh, I'm just saw you both and I wanted to greet you. Anyway, we're planning to go to the rooftop today and eat lunch there. The weather's doing better, unlike yesterday. You want to tag along with us, Digitwave? You guys aren't a fan of the cafeteria? Upon mentioning the cafeteria, Sol shivered, as Hugo only gave a small chuckle. Sunny isn't a huge fan of the noise there. I heard there was food fight that happened yesterday. Right? Though not gonna lie, a food fight sounds fun. What are you talking about? What are you, in high school? At least have fun a little bit, Sunny. Anyway, enough talking. Let's just get going, shall we? Sure. Hugo walked to his usual spot and got himself seated on a bench that you somehow never saw before. Sol followed, a large wrapped box in his hands that caught your interest. Sit between them, two of them. Sit beside Sol. Sol noticed you from the corner of his eye, the edges of his lips growing upward. You point to the box nestled in Soul's hands. Is that your lunch, Soul? You could say that. Soul wrapped the cloth. It showed you 3 bento boxes. He takes out the first bento box on top before giving the other one to Hugo. Hugo happily accepted the box, uttering a small thank you to Soul before taking out his chopsticks. Hugo opened the container and lets out a odd sound. His eyes sparkling, Joel slowly drops down at the corner of his lips. You actually listened, Anne? Did you cut these tiny sausages into octopuses? It's octopi. Octopi. And keep your voice down. It's ringing my ear. Wait, I need to take a picture of it. Hugo gently placed the bento on his lap before rummaging through his phone. He flipped it horizontally and opened his phone's camera. A small click of the camera sound was heard before he placed it down. Hugo took the container back into his hands, but not before turning to you and showing you what he keeps gushing about. Oh my. Isn't that adorable, digital wave? There you see are various ranges of food, from rice-shaped to matching moth, seaweed to design the face, along with using cabbage leaves to form wings. Right below the moth was mini sausages shaped like octopus. Wonderfully cut carrots were made to look like stars and squeezed between stuffed shiitake mushrooms. The egg roll, sushi, and broccoli with melted cheese as a dip looked delicious. I almost feel too bad to eat it. I'm going to say, he's actually saying, what was it? Thank you for the food. I actually never took Japanese, so, but, like the saying you're supposed to say when you first eat it. I'm gonna take a guess. Without wasting another second, Hugo started digging in. And yes, that is the word he said. I have to remember it on top of my head. I cannot figure out, like, it's on tip of my tongue. I cannot figure the name. the word. Did you make this by yourself, Soul? You can say that. Soul answered, opening his own container. Within it was just a regular ham and cheese sandwich. He took out one piece, but before he could take a bite, he turned to you. Have you eaten, Digital Wave? No, I haven't actually. Soul's eyes went wide, and Hugo gave you a look. Before you knew it, Soul took out another box, the last bento, before giving it to you. You can have this. It's an extra. Why do you have extra? I didn't like how this looked, so I figured I could let Hugo finish it. It's a waste of ingredients. Oh, you don't have to Soul, really. No, I insist. And for my sake, just eat the same box. Hugo clearly had enough of the back and forth banter suggested before continuing on his box. Soul hesitated at first. He eventually took out a spoon and fork and handed one for you. Take a bite from the bento box. Accepting the spoon, you scoop up a bit of rice and cut off a piece of the octopus-shaped sausage. He took another bite and chewed. He felt the flavor mixing well. It's delicious and fresh. It's amazing. So, this is really good. Hugo nodded along with you. Food stuffed on one cheek like a hamster. I know, right? You'd honestly be surprised. Soul? You make a great house husband. You make a great house husband. Soul's eyes widen at your declaration. You really think so? I really do think so. Do you... Wait. History. I want to see that. Okay, so... I couldn't really read it so fast. Soul is definitely husband material, Digiwave. He can cook, he can clean, he can do anything. I will not be your personal butler. This was a compliment. That was a compliment. The two banter, but you couldn't help but look at Soul. His eyes have a hint of sparkle. A sparkle in it. It seemed brighter. Hugo eventually finished his own box, tucking away the box and wrapping it back up. Hugo stood up from the bench, stretched his limbs, walked a few steps ahead, and looked back at both of you. Is this what you guys do every day? You questioned, making Hugo turn to you. Or at least when you both get together? What do you mean? So, do you mean Soul giving me lunch? He just keeps forgetting to bring his own. Hugo pouts. We never finish yours, so I'll do the honors of finishing good food. Thank you very much. Those bento box are... What inspired them? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, you didn't know? Shit, go. Oh, now you're using the nickname now, Sonny. How sweet of you. You see here, Digitowave, my old pal here just makes food art like the typical artist that he is. But he never bothers to finish it, much less eat it. And he really loves cute things, like... Hugo points back to Soul. Soul just stared back at him, his arms crossed. What was the name of your flesh horse, Sonny? Like I'm answering that. Boo. He owns a flesh horse. Soul owns fleshies. By now, Soul's face is beet red, and he ties the bento box back up. He stood up from the seat before going over to where Hugo was. He stood up as well and followed along the duo. That's cute. You keep surprising me more and more, Soul. He said nothing as he fixed his choker, the red going up to his ears at your compliment. Looks can be deceiving. This begs you to wonder. Why do people never bother to notice him? Why don't people want to get to know him? Maybe they just never gave him the chance because of how he looks, not to mention his intimidating height. Height isn't intimidating to me, and I'm 5'2". But in the end, he's just a gentle giant. By then, Hugo stopped talking. The wind picked up a bit. As he went by the railings, he leaned in and placed his elbows on the cold iron surface as he looked down. Kirsch approached him and looked down to where his attention was. And there he saw a group of unfamiliar people. They looked so fancy. They look rich. Dangerous. It doesn't help that the adult with them, you're guessing a teacher, has an eye patch on his right eye. High-class mugs. Soul lets out a disgusted look at the group, well-dressed students. He didn't spare them a second chance and went back to the bench. Hi, class. Ah, you don't know about the hierarchy, Digital Wave? Hierarchy? No, not that I know of. Not that I'm aware of. This is the first time I ever heard of it. How come I've never heard or seen them throughout my school years here? Yuko just made a low chuckle, his gaze still transfixed on the group below him. His eyes narrowed. Just like Soul, he clearly doesn't like them either. I don't blame you. No one likes talking about them anyway. Hi, class. He glances at the group below. The school building isn't actually the real thing. Wait, what? What? The school map clearly says that the address is... That's where they actually fool you. You might think that you got it right, but we are sorted based on our background. It's definitely not my university. Mine is actually a actual university, and I know where the original building for the university is. They never tore it down. It's in the middle. Basically now, the real school building, we're way further than where we are, and their campus is 10 times bigger and better. They got proper classes, have better equipment, everything is just better. And why don't you just have government grants and, I don't know, sports? Where, here? We're only get the short end of the stick. The afterthought, if you will. If I have to guess, the well-off are in the main building. Probably the sports people too. That's right. Sort of a duke. Daughter of a businessman. Heck, as long as you're rich, you're in. Chances for having a better education rest there. If you are part of the high class, then you have a better chance of having a successful and stable life. Wait, don't we have students here who are, like, super rich? You remember Jess being one. She's the daughter of a businessman. But how come she's not part of the higher class? There are some who end up shifted down and moved to our building. Either they failed the class or got a violation. They didn't want that type of stain in their reputation, so they sent them here. Of course, some don't appreciate that. Some would do a lawsuit too. They get us as they see us as someone lower than them. Hence, Hugo looked at Soul. The said man, too busy sketching his sketchbook to notice. Oh, they have to fight the weak to feel something, huh? They sound like nothing but bullies. How come someone didn't step up to complain? Hugo, however, just laughed at you as if you told him a very funny joke before shaking his head. If only it was that easy. He laughed, eventually died down as he scratched his head. Actually, in this city, no one really gives a crap. Money is the only thing that's resolving around the city. You have no cash, you're done for. Which is why people like us, he looks at you, are desperate to get into the higher class. If you so dare complain, he paused, as if contemplating the words he's about to say. Judging from his entire demeanor, it's not good. Instead, he sent you a look. His once soft sky blue eyes are now sharp, like icicles, piercing down on you. You're better off dead. Hugo glanced one last time below the group of high-class students are now gone before reverting his gaze on somewhere else. He will sigh. But this is the sad reality here. The tension is good, great even. Your chances to get a stable life and even better have a knock to stardom and high once you're part of the rich class, the high class, much less graduate there. About the hierarchy. How come I never heard of the hierarchy before? It's like a hidden thing. But that's what we call it. This school? No. The entire city. It's like a fighting pit. Whoever is the most powerful has better chance in getting a good life here. People come to the school to gain second chance in life. But to achieve that, you have to make yourself well known. Make them think you're worth their time. If not, you're on your own. I have nothing else to ask. The city is corrupt. The city is corrupted. He murmured under his breath. Isn't the entire government corrupted? Which makes me question Digitalife. How were you able to get in this city? No, the better question is, why did you enroll in the school? If you don't mind me asking, that is. You're clearly not from here. And that he was right. Your eyes widen at the words that the well-dressed man said. No, I refuse. Digitalife, I thought I told... You're not taking this farm, my home. You caught your father's words, marching towards the tall man with loud and heavy footsteps. The tall man, however, raised a brow at you, raising his hand to halt his men. His deep magenta eyes then turned to look straight in your eyes. It sent a chill down your spine. Well then, little missy, how about this? If you manage to pay off your debt for the next 5 years, I'll let you off the hook and let you keep your land. 5 years, you can handle that. Maybe working 3 jobs would do it for you. He tutted, waving a finger in front of your face. He looked down at you, reminding you of your place. A mischievous smile appears on his handsome features. But I have a condition. I have some conditions you have to meet. You were silent. Your heart started pounding in your chest, and you kept eye contact with its sharp magenta orbs. I want you to stay in the city. The city? But we can't afford to take her to college. What more? The city? Your father interrupted. The man's eyes moved sideways to meet his figure still fixed on you. No need. She'll be under my jurisdiction, of course. We'll provide for her education and a place to stay. The tall man let out a laugh, his head thrown a bit back, as if he just heard a funny joke. See, I'm not that cruel. His eyes turned to you. However, in return, I want you to pay off your debt. I don't care what methods. A dark smile appeared in his face. It sent a shiver down your spine. Legal or illegal, as long as you reach the amount. If not, well, you could say goodbye to your little farmland. He says that, but there is a gleam in his eyes that is telling you that that's not all. But he did not elaborate any further. You bit your lip. You turned to look at your father. His eyes were clearly telling you to decline. There was something about this man that screams dangerous. But you were too desperate. to lose your home, your only home. So, what do you say, Digital Wave? The tall man, glaze, still fixed on you, waiting for your answer. Do you accept? You recall the afternoon of your dream this morning. A sour look on your face as you bit your lip. Hugo takes notice of this. He paused for a bit, trying to read your gloomy expression. Let me guess. Is something you can't avoid? I honestly don't know. My father never really disclosed as to why we were in debt. But I was so desperate to not lose my only home. I needed to make it up to the higher class no matter what. Free jobs isn't coming off the way I want it to be. I'm running out of time. This is my last year in this cursed university, and I'm barely making any progress. Hugo's eyes are still on you. You realize you haven't answered his question yet. My family owes a business. You finally speak, making Hugo perk his eyebrows in curiosity. What sort of business does your family have? Oh, well, we own a few farms. Sounds nice. I'd love to be out in the city once in a while. I'd love to be out in the city. Be out in the city? Be out of the city once in a while. It gave him a small smile. Yeah, some might say it's boring, but it's not. You get to pet horses and cows. Now you should really invite Saul over there then, if ever. That guy loves horses. But that means you're a long way from home. Don't you miss it? A little bit. That's alright, it's normal to feel a little homesick. I heard great things about the city. About the school. Hugo remained quiet, listening to you as you went on. If I manage to come up on top and may be part of the higher class like you said, then I can maybe save my family's farm. Hugo's arms are now crossed. He didn't say anything as he looked at you. He lets out a chuckle. You remind me of her. Like her? Ah, I'm rambling. Don't mind me, huh? Having caught red-handed, he waved around his hands, his face now red as a cherry, as it reached his ears. Just then you felt a presence behind you. Turning around, you met with Soul. His glare is stingy and directed at Hugo. The short male, however, didn't mind it. Probably used to it. It's almost time. We should head back. All right. Will nothing else do? The three of you left the rooftop. As you were walking down the stairs, however, you felt your foot slip off. You missed a step. Did you wave? Thankfully, Soul grabbed your wrist before you could fall off the stairs as he steadied you. Oh, you're alright, Digital Wave? Yeah, thank you, Soul. Be careful next time. Jeez, this school and its bad architecture. Also, one of the few flaws here, the stairs are all wonky. It's also why it's forbidden to go up here. We're troublemakers, though. Hugo chuckled as he went down the stairs, watching his step as he did so. Soul's arms are still secured around your wrist and waist, and it seems like he isn't letting go until you're all on stable ground. The sound of the bell ringing throughout the hallway echoes through, signaling the start of the next classes for some. Hugo groans. I don't want to go to class. I hate I hate my history teacher so much as my archery coach. Why don't you skip then? Hugo's eyes popped open. It became bright like a light bulb just popped out on top of his head. Well, Soul knows exactly what that means. That look means. Don't tell me you actually. I'm going to skip class. How about how about it? Screw the skull. If we're going to treat us badly, then let's be bad guys. Hugo said, with a mischievous look on his face. So just sighs. He then turns to look at you, suddenly waiting for your response. The thought of skipping is quite a gamble. Your next class is with Crow in art history. But then again, your teacher will probably only do some boring introduction. Missing one more won't hurt, would it? I can't afford to skip this one. Screw it, we're skipping it. Hugo lets out a small cheer and gives you a thumbs up. Soul gives you a cheeky smile on his own. But how do we do that, though? Also, we can't go through the entrance since it's closed and guarded. This is a university. You could just walk off campus. I know a way. Without wasting any more time, Soul leads the way, going through the back side of the skull, near the guards. The edges, of course, were barricaded by a tall iron fence. Soul finds a bush and pushes it aside, revealing a gaping hole. Well, that's quite convenient. Did you make this hole, Soul? He did. I did. Hugo went ahead, first through the hole. Soul waits for you first before following after. Then the three of you went past a few bushes and shrubs, the leaves falling as you passed by them. The red and orange leaves scattered around, and some making its way to your uniform before you all eventually make it out and met with pavement. So, where do we go? You got to stop a thought for a moment, looking around before pulling out his phone. Suddenly, it lets out a gasp, scrolling through this phone faster before grabbing it over Soul's shoulders, earning him a hiss from the taller male. Sherlock Holmes is out. My ears. Oh yeah, the detective movie I keep seeing on the television. Okay, I'm definitely going with you guys. I love Sherlock Holmes. I thought that won't come out until next week. Did I set the wrong date? With that, Hugo starts sprinting, leaving you and Soul behind. I want to go with him. I like Sherlock. For the love of... Hello, Sherlock Holmes. Soul placed his hands on his hips before walking to where Hugo ran off to as you followed. Hugo kept tapping away on his phone. His shoulders went slump. Guess he did get the date wrong. Shoving his phone back in his pocket, he turned to you and Soul. He clasped his hands together and pulled the biggest puppy eyes you have ever seen. We got to go watch it. We got to watch it. Yes, we got to. Can we, Digitwave? Can we, Sonny? Hugo begged. You can go ahead and watch the movie. I'm going to roam the arcade while you're at it. Hugo pouted. His eyes went half-lidded, and a sparkle in his eyes was gone. But it's more fun if you're around. I know you like those crime videos you watch from time to time, so please. Soul, however, based off his expression, is in the mood. Hugo gives up and turns to you. How about you, Digitwave? Do you like to watch a movie with me? The ticket and food's on me, of course. It's me, of course, but because we're going after Soul, and who's probably our Yandere. We're going on the arcade. I'm sorry. I would definitely definitely, in a heartbeat, go watch a Sherlock Holmes movie with someone. Go to the arcade. Hugo shrugs. Alright, go on your little impromptu date then. Besides, I don't want to third wheel either anyway. Date? You're the one who decide we should skip school, class, and do whatever we want. Yeah, and I want to watch a movie. Well, don't let me stop you two. Hiko snuck his tongue out at Sol. The said male only rolled his eyes. Well, I'll be heading in now. I'll just give you guys a call on where to meet. Sure. You and Hugo parted ways. He gave you both a wave before heading in a different direction. So Sol turns to you. Shouldn't we get going, Digital Wave? Of course. The flash neon lights of the arcade tier lights your way. The sound of each arcade machine reaching your ears. I've never been here before. Is this place new? Not really. It's just hidden within the city. I see. Do you get out a lot, Shoal? You seem to know places. I know places because I get my butt dragged by Hugo. Is that so? He laughed. Sol just shrugged as he shook his head. He takes out a few coins from his pocket before handing it to you. They were tokens. So, which one are you going for first? Okay. Well, you came in prepared. As always. Oh, wait. As always, come on. Sol holds out his hand and you accept it. He held it tight with a little squeeze, and you and him roam around the arcade. You and Sol went and played multiple arcade games. Some you win, some he does. But you often get the feeling he lets you win for the sake of you winning. Come on, Sol. It's like the 5th time I won. Ain't no way you this bad. Maybe you're just that good, Digitwave. You flatter me. Just as when you were about to insert another coin, however, you realized you ran out of tokens. Sol takes notice of this, of course, and gave out some of his to you. I'll go to the counter and grab a few more tokens. You don't mind staying here for a bit, right? Oh, how much should I pay you for the tokens? It's on me. Don't worry about it. Wait here. Giving you one last look, he hurried to the counter. He looked around the area, and dinging sounds from various machines will fill the arcade. From the corner of your eye, you spot a claw machine. Maybe playing a few games wouldn't hurt. Going to the claw machine, you decide to check the contents out. A cat plushie, Shiba Inu plushie, and a horse plushie. They look all so cute. Which one should I try to win? Let me think. Well, he likes horses, so a horse plushie. You remember how Sol likes horses. Maybe you should try to win one for him. These are his tokens after all. You take out some of the tokens Sol gave you and insert one in the coin slot. The machine rolls to life and you take the joystick to your left hand while hovering the red button on your right. You are focused eyeing the claw in its position, trying to align it with the horse flush. The claw takes a hold of the flush, your eyes widen as you cross your fingers, hoping it catches it. But you are interrupted by a sudden smack of your butt. You jerk and turn around. What the? Well, what do we have here? You turn around and met with a tall figure and a cocky smirk on his face. He looks well off, like those typical spoiled rich kids you see in movies. His hair a bit tousled, with two men you assume are his bodyguards beside him. He reeks of tobacco, making you gag. You said nothing but tried to move away from his sight, but you were stopped by another tall figure. You were guessing. He's with the butthole. Now, where do you think you're going to... where do you think you're going there, sweetheart? You alone? Yes, I'm pretty much prefer to be alone. The man, however, did not listen. Why don't you come with me and I'll show you how these games are played. He raised his hand to reach your shoulders. Before he could touch you, however, you kick him between his legs. He doubled over and clenched his lower region, a groan escaping his lips. His goons were taken back and rushed to help him. Now's my chance. Don't let her get away. Multiple heavy footsteps were coming after you as you ran. You turn every corner you can, trying to make them lose you. But 3 against 1 is not a good matchup. Someone help me. You plead, but multiple sound effects and music from multiple machines within the arcade drowns your pleas. You curse under your breath as you focus on running. All I could think about at the moment is to get out. You managed to get out of the arcade, but you still clearly heard the man and his goons on your tail. You look around and you found a few toilet stalls. You rush towards it and get in the stall, hurriedly opening it and locking it as soon as you can. The place stinks, but you didn't have any other thoughts as you beat it, as the beating of your heart rings through your ears, the tears filling up the corners of your eyes. You hear footsteps. Find her. The man's voice echoed. You try to think of something, any thoughts of calling Soul. You quickly took out your phone. No single. Single. Are you for real right now? Signal. You can hear how aggressive they tore open each stall. They creep closer and closer to where you are. Anyone, please. Here you are. No, please. You've been a very bad girl, but don't worry. You could make it up to me by doing me a favor. Screw you and your favors. I've been kind to you, but it seems you want to do it the hard way. He forcibly grabbed the edge of your uniform. Your eyes went wide as your fingers went cold. You quickly grabbed a hold of his wrist as you tried to push him away. He's too strong. He forcefully lifts your uniform, revealing your stomach to him. You're going to give me a good time, little missy. Oh, how about I grab knife and cut that thing off for you? Boys, hold her down. No, let me go. Tears then were hanging by finally. The tears that were hanging by finally fell down your cheeks as you tried to stop him from going any further. The 2 large men with him held you down as you tried to struggle, but no avail. Your vision slowly began to blinded by the hot tears that were filling up. It's no use. His grip's too strong. There's no one near me to hear me. You close your eyes shut. Please, just end quickly. What? Well, hey, what's the big deal? Judging by the impact, the man's body was jerked off of you as he was thrown to the side. Our Yandere's came to the rescue. You hear flesh hitting flesh. And another one. Another one bites the dust. I think someone got their fingers or their neck or their arm broken. That's enough, Soul. Not yet. That's enough. He broke his nose already. No. Soul. That's enough. This wave needs your help. At the moment of your name, the familiar reddish-orange eyes went wide open before turning to you. Soul quickly went to your side, his eyes widened with shock before crouching down and giving you a hug, his shoulders shaking as he embraced you. He said nothing, however, too stunned to speak to what transpired before you. The man now lay next to the ground, a pool of blood slipping out of him. The rest of his goons passed out on a random corner. I'm just gonna give a hug my Yandere. You look up and meet with all too familiar eyes of Hugo. But they weren't the kind ones that you usually see on his face. Hugo's eyes twitched as he sighed aside, trying to hide his visible irritation, but failing. He looks around at the mess Soul made before turning to check up on you. He said nothing, hands in his pockets while he looks down at you in Soul's embrace. It's getting late. It's getting quite late. We should head home. Hugo taps Soul's shoulder, making the tall man bury his face further in between your neck before eventually letting go. Okay, I have to see this. Awesome. I do like his eyes. His eyes were bloodshot, his face red from either anger or worry. You weren't sure, but one thing's for sure is that this man before you cried. He cried for you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have left you. Soul. Thank you for saving me. He reached out to cup his cheeks. He flinched at your touch. What? Tears that he was trying to hold back is now falling slowly down his cheeks. He eventually relaxed, and he closed his eyes and leaned on your hand as he held it. I didn't know what I'll do if... It's okay. Wait. It's okay. It's alright. Here. Beside you, Hugo extended his hand for you to take. You notice his other hand is the same horse fleshy that you were trying to win back in the current game. He took Hugo's hand as he helped you get up. Soul stands as well, but backs away from you a few steps. We should head back. It's quite late after all. Both you and Soul didn't say anything, but nod along. Hugo giving both of you a smile before walking away. Soul kept a firm hold on your hand, seemingly afraid to let go. Hugo lets out a sigh. I guess we can't get in the arcade anymore. Those guys might come back to teach us a lesson. If they ever come back. I gave them more than just a broken nose. You're pretty scary you're pretty scary right now, Soul. Good. I'd like to keep it that way. Hugo shakes his head. He rummaging through his pockets before handing Soul something. He didn't quite see what it was, but judging by the skull on Soul's face, he doesn't like it. I told you, these don't work anymore. It's because you aren't taking it, you fool. Now take it tonight. Soul grumbled, like a child who got scolded, before taking whatever Hugo gave him, and tucked it in his pockets. Anyway, your place is just around the corner. You should head back as soon as possible. I'll be taking Digitwave home. Soul's eyes narrow, from holding your hand to wrapping his arms around yours in a possessive hold, as he leaned closer, while still glaring at Hugo. No, I'll walk her home. Clearly, you're not in a good condition to fight again. I can fight again. There was something in Hugo's eyes that made you blood cold. The usual happy-go-lucky expression in his face he had on his face was gone. Looking back at Soul, he seemed unfazed, as if challenging him. Hugo's right, Soul. You look beat up. But Digitwave, at least she knows her limits. Soul says nothing, but clenches his fist. He noticed a few red marks on his knuckles. Your eyes... Your eyes... furrowed? Don't think furrowed's the word. Oh, the right word. Narrowed. I'm fine, Digitwave. Soul tries to reassure you. You shook your head no. Well, for me, you aren't. You look up and gave him a reassuring smile. I'll be fine, Soul. Besides, I have Hugo to keep me safe. You go home first and get some rest. Alright. Oh. Oh, Soul, before you go, he paused in his tracks. He raised his brows in curiosity. Holding the stuffed horse in your arms, you gently handed it to him, catching him by surprise. Soul, however, shook his head no and gave back the horse to you, his hands wrapped around your hands as you hold the toy horse. You won that. Plus, I don't deserve it. Not after that. After that, you definitely deserve it. You literally saved me from being that guy, so yeah. But I won it for you. Considering this is your reward for saving me. Soul stares at you in disbelief. From your face to the stuffed animal or stuffed horse in your hands. His hands were shaking as he takes the toy horse from your hands, brushing your fingers, making him shiver. I'll take care of it, Digitwave. I swear to you. He squeezes your hands, too hesitant to let you go, before his hold eventually slips and he lets go. With that, Soul takes his leave. He walks backwards, his eyes still on you, making sure you're in his sight before properly walking in front. Hugo sighs. You turn to face him. Well, ain't he a charmer? Is it working? You raise your brow in his question. Working what? Charming you, obviously. Don't worry. This is a secret between you and me. He says with a finger on his lips as he winks at you brushed. He's nice. I owe him my life after that. And you chuckle, thinking about the long-haired male. He's handsome, I admit that. What's with the smirk on your face? Oh, nothing. Before you could retaliate with a question, his gaze softened, taking you a bit back as he looked down in the pavement below, kicking a pebble. Have you ever lied to someone, Digitwave? What's with the sudden question? Just answer. You paused as you thought for a second. And the first person that appeared in your mind was Sol. He thought of Sol. How he protected you. How he didn't hesitate to beat those guys down. The pure terror in his eyes. How worried he was. You couldn't you couldn't get it out of your head. He's been an amazing friend. Even if he did beat up those guys non-stop, is it really a red flag? Maybe. Do you care? Maybe not. A smile made its way to your face, and it was enough of a confirmation for Higo. Eventually, you arrived at the door of your apartment. You thank Hugo for accompanying you. He gives you a smile, rubbing the back of his head. I'll see you tomorrow, Digitwave. Sorry the day didn't go well. It's okay, Hugo. But we're going to have a proper plan next time. Of course. Hugo nodded. He turns his heel, his back facing you, ready to leave. But he remains still on his spot. Digitwave? Yes? Be careful walking home at night, okay? You paused, turning your head slightly at him. There's been multiple cases of missing people lately. I suggest you go home with someone. Anyone. Just don't go alone, alright? Go alone, alright? I understand. Missing people? When did that happen? No. When did it start? Oh, and one last thing, Digitwave. He turns his head around as he looks at your confused face. His eyes soft, but the light against him seems like he's giving you a warning. Take care of Sol for me, okay? And with that, he left. He entered your apartment. The lights dim as you groan, searching for the light switch. Much better. You nod in approval before heading to your kitchen. You open your fridge and start rummaging around for something to eat. You sigh as nothing good besides leftovers from yesterday's dinner. You shrugged, declining to heat this one up after you set things down. Done. You don't really feel like cooking or ordering either. Sigh, you close the door to your fridge and made your way to your room. You place your school bag near your desk as you take your seat, skimming through the notes you've taken for the day as you wrote down needed notes. You click your tongue as you tapped your blanket notebook with the tip of your pen, groaning with your silent staring contest with the blank paper before you. You let out a groan, declining to work later. You closed your notebook and stood up. Deciding to work later. You turned to your window, noticing it's been slightly ajar. That's weird. I thought I closed this. Someone's stalking me. Our Yandere is stalking us. You went near it and closed it shut, but it was met with a now broken lock. You cursed. I thought I already purchased this 2 days ago. Maybe I shouldn't buy my locks online. You let out a groan as you left it alone and went out of your room and into the living room. Your TV blared as you munch on some leftovers you got from the fridge. A movie currently playing as you kept your eyes on the protagonist. If you recall correctly, it's one of those films Jess keeps talking about starring her favorite lead actor. You kind of get what she's gushing about. The lead does look attractive. Blonde, wavy hair, with sharp eyes, with eyes as pink as Fuchsia. And you still can't remember the actor's name. You look at your phone and you start to search up the name of the actor when it suddenly changed, and instead of a blonde actor on the screen, a report comes instead with banner below. And their missing person case? Is this what Hugo was talking about? A shiver went down your spine, remembering the broken lock on your window back in your bedroom. Not tonight, Digitwave. No scary thoughts for tonight. Turning off the TV, you went to your kitchen to grab something to drink. You opened the fridge, feeling the cold air hit your face as you rummaged through. Taking out a pitcher of orange juice, you take a glass from the cupboard. As you pour the juice on to the last drop, take a sip from it. You check the clock on the wall. 9:30 p.m. That late already, huh? You check your front door and windows, seeing everything locked before grabbing your glass and finishing the last drops of orange juice before heading back to your bedroom. Now dressed in your nightwear, you let out one last stretch, a yawn escaping from your mouth. Getting in your bed sheets, you lay in comfort. Today was a lot, you thought. Another yawn escaped your lips. You must be really tired, you thought. You're going half-witted. Lifted. Eventually, sleep took over. The moon was high in the sky. The night is quite safe for a few late-night cars, but not enough to wake the sleeping residents. Still broken, huh? You should be careful, Pumpkin. Clad in black with a mask of the same color adorning his face, he slowly makes his way next to the sleeping figure. His reddish eyes bright, filled with adoring love. He reached out and struck a finger against his beloved's cheek. Look at my sleeping sweetheart. Make me wonder who supplies Hugo those sleeping pills. He lets out a low chuckle as he leaned closer to Digitwave. Pulling down his mask, he leans forward, checking her face before continuing. He buries his face at the dip of her shoulders as he leaves a peck. Takes an inhale. He shakes as he took a whiff of dangerous and addictive shakes as if he's taking a whiff of a dangerous and addictive drug. His eyes bright as he examines every features of his soulmate's face as he gives Digitwave cheeks a kiss. You smell so good. Pardon me. He lifts her arm and watch it flop down. Deep in sleep, like Sleeping Beauty. He nibbles her neck, hearing her soft whimper from the sleeping individual. He just chuckled. Quite ticklish, aren't you? And he kept going. A kiss. He lapped on the same spot to the point of a mark starting to form. Those filthy scums think they could touch you. His eyes slanted in anger. His grip on the edge of the bed tightens as he wrinkles the sheets. He's breathing heavily. You're mine. No one else. You belong to me. If I ever see those buttholes again, I'll kill them. Tucking a loose strand away from Digitwave's face, he gives her a kiss on the forehead before landing another one on the top of Digitwave's lips. A shiver ran down his spine at the contact. As much as he would like to stay a bit longer, his time is due. He backs away as he covered his face once again with his face mask. He walks towards the ajar window, turning back one last time. Sorry about your window, Pumpkin. I'll make it up to you someday. He carefully opens the window again, and with that, he's gone. Okay, and that was the demo. Hopefully the number day 3 will be soon. Thank you for playing. The kid at the back, day 2. Okay, they're currently working on it now. So, if you like my content, please subscribe, like the video, help out, and comment. I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah, please subscribe, comment down below, like the video, it'll help with the algorithm, and check the game out. I'll see you guys next time.